Welcome dear learners. We are beginning a new unit, that is Unit 5, Inorganic Chemistry Practicals 1. Here in this module, we are giving emphasis to volumetric analysis. In the present module, we are focusing on chemistry laboratory. The contents of this module are chemistry laboratory, a brief description, safety precautions, personal protective measures such as safety coat, gloves, goggles and shoes. Electronic balance, a demonstration is also discussed here, and preparation of standard solutions. These are the contents of this module. First of all, chemistry laboratory. You all familiar with chemistry laboratory. Chemistry laboratory is a place where enormous kind of experiments are going on. There you can do qualitative analysis, quantitative analysis, preparation of the materials, different kind of experiments, organic preparations, etc., etc. In a chemistry laboratory, there are enormous kind of reagents. Some reagents are toxic, some reagents are less toxic, enormous type of glasswares, etc. Now, a chemistry laboratory is a specialized facility designed for conducting scientific research, experiments and teaching related to chemical substances and reactions. This is a clear-cut definition of a chemistry laboratory. Chemistry laboratory plays a crucial role in developing theoretical knowledge through practical applications. That is, we are demonstrating many experiments, we are doing some experiments based on which we are reaching at several conclusions, such that the teaching and learning process in chemistry will going on smoothly. Now, the main purposes of chemistry laboratory is now discussing. This first purpose is to perform experiments and investigate chemical properties and reactions. The chemistry laboratory is to develop skills in measurement, observation, analysis and scientific inquiry. To verify theoretical concepts learned in lectures. You are familiar with chemistry theory classes, where we are studying enormous theoretical concepts associated with the chemistry. The verification and the demonstration of all such concepts are performing in the chemistry laboratory. And the chemistry laboratory is used to train handling chemicals and lab equipment safety and efficiency. Now, a chemistry laboratory. It should be noted that in a chemistry laboratory, you have to handle different kind of chemical reagents. Most of them are toxic and may cause deteriorating effects or hazardous effects. So, safety precaution is of paramount importance as far as a chemistry laboratory is concerned. In this section of this module, we are focusing on such safety precautions. In chemistry laboratory, students deals with a large number of chemicals. These chemicals must be used with the utmost care as these are dangerous for human exposure. Working in a chemistry lab involves handling various chemicals, equipments and reactions that can pose different. Following proper safety precautions is essential to prevent accidents and ensure a secure environment for all, including teachers, lab staff and students. First of all, we are discussing about personal protective measures, which is of supreme importance as far as safety precautions are concerned. Wear personal protective equipments abbreviated as PPE. The PPE involves lab coat, gloves, shoes, goggles and so on. Safe handling of chemicals. Read labels and safety data sheets or SDS. Understanding hazards, handling and disposal methods for each chemical. Use chemicals in proper quantities. That means you need not waste the chemicals. Some pupils, whenever doing experiments, take excess of chemicals. Don't take excess of chemicals. Even don't take low quantity of chemicals, because in certain cases you will not get a satisfactory result. So, the best practice is to use adequate quantity of chemicals to achieve a particular reaction. That is, excess amounts can lead to dangerous reactions. Now, never smell or taste chemicals. This is a very important safety precaution that every student has to adopt whenever you are working in a chemistry laboratory. If required, use proper techniques like wafting to detect the odors or smell. Suppose you are doing some synthesis or some chemical reactions in a laboratory, and if some gas is coming out from a test tube and you have to identify the smell of the gas, you need not smell it directly. Otherwise, you can take a procedure that is nothing but wafting. That is, you have to keep the test tube like this near to the nose and do like this. This procedure is called wafting. Now, add acid to water, not water to acid. This is a very important concern whenever we are diluting some concentrated acids. You have to keep in mind that never add water to acid. You have to add acid to water for diluting a concentrated acid. This prevents splashing and dangerous reactions. Equipment and glassware safety is very important as far as the lab safety is concerned. Inspect glassware before use. Suppose you are doing some experiment with a test tube or a conical flask. You have to just take and look on that, whether it is damaged or is it having some crack, etc. If there is some damage, just replace it with a fresh one. Discard cracked or broken glass to prevent injuries that may occur whenever you are dealing with such glasswares. Turn off equipment when not in use. This is a very important point as far as some equipments which required power connection is concerned or electrical connection is concerned. Some hot plates, some other measuring instruments, etc. require electric connection. In such cases, if you are not using for long time, you just switch it off. That means turn off equipment when not in use. This practice prevents electrical hazards and overheating. Now, handling hot equipment with caution. Use heat resistant gloves or tongs. Don't touch the hot surface directly, or don't try to take a hot glassware or a hot test tube or a hot equipment. You have to use safety gloves or heat resistant gloves, or you can use tongs. Fire and electrical safety is very important as far as the safety measures are concerned. No fire emergency procedures is very important. Locate the position of the fire extinguishers, fire blankets and emergency exits. Keep flammable substance away from open flames. Store them properly to prevent ignition. Emergency preparedness is also required as far as the safety measures in a laboratory are concerned. Know the location of emergency equipment, eye wash stations, safety showers, the extinguishers and first aid kits. Report spills and accidents if occur immediately to the authorities. Do not attempt to clean up hazardous spills without proper training. General laboratory conduct are shown here. No eating, drinking or applying cosmetics in the laboratory. Keep work area clean and organized. Work under supervision.
You studied about lab safety rules. These are some common lab safety rules which are to be placed in each and every chemical laboratory.
Now we are looking on to personal protective measures. First of all, safety coat. Wearing a safety coat, that is a lab coat, in a chemistry laboratory is essential for several important reasons. Protection from chemical spills and splashes, biological safety, contamination control, easy removal in emergencies, etc. are the important advantages of using a lab coat. Moving on to another PPE, that is nothing but gloves. Wearing gloves in a chemistry laboratory is crucial for ensuring safety when handling hazardous materials. Protection from harmful chemicals, avoiding skin adsorption, reducing contamination, minimizing the risk of infections, etc. are the advantages of using gloves. Improved grip is also provided by the gloves. Different types of gloves are consolidated here. Nitrile gloves helps in attaining chemical resistance, puncture protection. Latex gloves helps or it offer protection against biological materials. Neoprene gloves helps to resist acids, caustic, alkalis and solvents. Cryogenic gloves help us to prevent from extremely low temperatures. Now goggles. Wearing goggles in a chemistry laboratory is essential to protect your eyes. The goggles enable protection from chemical splashes, shield against fumes and vapors, it protects your eyes. Protection during heating or mixing. Essential, this goggles is essential when using UV or lasers. Now, shoes are also very important as far as the personal protective equipments in chemistry laboratory is concerned. Wearing proper shoes in a chemistry laboratory is a safety requirement. It offers protection from chemical spills, shield against burns and heat, safety from broken glass. It offers stability and slip prevention. Now we are discussing about electronic balance. The electronic balance is an inevitable equipment as far as analytical chemistry laboratory is concerned. Before discussing about electronic balance, we have to first familiarize our common type of analytical balance, that is analog analytical balance or simple analytical balance. We can have a demonstration on electronic balance after we are seeing the common balance. We can now see a old common balance which was previously used in every type of analytical chemistry laboratory. We can now discuss about electronic balance. An electronic balance is an instrument used in chemistry laboratories to measure the mass of substances accurately and quickly. Measuring in common balance may take several minutes. However, measuring using electronic balances is very easy. It is a very fast process. You can very easily weigh materials based on electronic balance. It is a critical tool for both qualitative and quantitative chemical experiments. Now we can have a demonstration on how to weigh using chemicals or materials using electronic. The last part of the present module is about preparation of standard solution. You all are familiar with standard solutions. A standard solution is one of known concentration and accurate concentration prepared using primary standard substance. That is, there are certain materials called the primary standards. You can weigh it accurately and transfer it into some standard flask and made up to mark to get a standard solution. So a primary standard is a material based on which you are preparing a standard solution. Now we are discussing the steps to prepare a standard solution. First of all, calculate the required weight or required mass. It is possible to calculate the weight required by using the previously studied expression VEN divided by 1000, where V represents the volume, E represents the equivalent weight, N represents the normality, and you have to divide VN by 1000 to get the weight required to prepare VML N normal solution. The second part is weighing of the solute. Once weight is calculated, required weight is calculated, you have to weigh the substance or you have to weigh the solute. For this purpose, you can use an electronic balance. And the third step is dissolving that solute in water or in a suitable solvent. Last step, transfer into a volumetric flask. And final part of the preparation of the solution is makeup of the solution to the mark. Finally, you have to thoroughly mix the solution to get a uniform or a homogeneous solution. These are about various steps to prepare a standard solution. Now, we can demonstrate the preparation of a standard solution. You have to remember various steps in the preparation of the standard solution, and now we can demonstrate this. That all about the present module on chemistry laboratory. Have a nice learning experience. Thank you.